The joyful mystery of Easter is so great it cannot be contained in a single day. Therefore, the Church's celebration of Easter lasts for 50 days, culminating in the Feast of Pentecost. During the 50 days of Easter, it is the tradition of the Church to read aloud the Acts of the Apostles.
Spirit Maranatha.
Join us as we enter into this ancient practice together, reading a short portion of Acts each day for 50 days.
Maranatha, venne Spiritu.
But first, take a moment, light a candle, take a breath, and pray for the coming of the Holy Spirit.
Spiritu Maranatha, venne 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 Spiritu Maranatha. Come now, Spirit Maranatha. Come now, Spirit Maranatha. Come now, Spirit Maranatha. Come now, Spirit Maranatha.
Hear a reading from the Acts of the Apostles.
About that time, King Herod laid violent hands upon some who belonged to the church. He had James, the brother of John, killed with a sword. After he saw that it pleased the Jews, he proceeded to arrest Peter also. This was during the festival of unleavened bread. When he had seized him, he put him in prison and handed him over to 4 squads of soldiers to guard him, intending to bring him out to the people after Passover. While Peter was kept in prison, the church prayed fervently to God for him. Peter delivered from prison. The very night before Herod was going to bring him out, Peter, bound with 2 chains, was sleeping between 2 soldiers, while guards in front of the door were keeping watch over the prison. Suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. He tapped Peter on the side and woke him, saying, "Get up quickly." And the chains fell off his wrists. The angel said to him, "Fasten your belt and put on your sandals." He did so. Then he said to him, "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me." Peter went out and followed him. He did not realize what was happening with the angel's help was real. He thought he was seeing a vision. And they had passed the first and the second guard. They came before the iron gate leading into the city. It opened for them of its own accord, and they went outside and walked along a lane, when suddenly the angel left him. And then Peter came to himself and said, "Now I'm sure that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from the hands of Herod and from all that the Jewish people were expecting." As soon as he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose other name was Mark, where many had gathered and were praying. When he knocked at the outer gate, a maid named Rhoda came to answer. On recognizing Peter's voice, she was so overjoyed that instead of opening the gate, she ran in and announced that Peter was standing at the gate. They said to her, "You are out of your mind." But she insisted that it was so. They said, "It's his angel." Meanwhile, Peter continued knocking, and when they opened the gate, they saw him and were amazed. He motioned to them with his hand to be silent and described for them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. And he added, "Tell this to James and to the believers." And then he left and went to another place. When the morning came, there was no small commotion among the soldiers over what had become of Peter. When Herod had searched for him and could not find him, He examined the guards and ordered them to be put to death. And then he went down from Judea to Caesarea and stayed there.
I wonder what words or phrases, images, actions, or characters stand out for you. What questions do you have? What do you notice? What do you wonder? What part of this reading is especially for you? Hear what the Spirit is saying to God's people.
Thanks be to God.
Maranatha, come now, Spirit, Maranatha, come now, Spirit, Maranatha.